Welcome back to a new episode of Thank God You're Not My Child. Yes, it's a comedy podcast about parenting fails, teacher fails, just sometimes failing as a parent. Let's just think about it. We've all been there. I'm in Denton again, big old state of Texas. The boyfriend has court today, so I'm in the hotel room. Hopefully I don't have too much echoing because, makeshift little sound barrier thingamajiggers or whatever to do podcast. They're kind of funny. They're kind of pretty cool. So I'm in a fort. So yeah, it's been a busy week. So this week I had an exciting thing happen. My boyfriend is now officially my fiance. He proposed to me. First time. I'm 54, I think, that I was proposed to. Yes, I was married for 32 years, but I had my son, and it was just kind of sad that we were going to get married, and so, that happened. So that was exciting. That's a whole nother different story, but that's a good thing. So in the near future, it'll be the husband, not the boyfriend. So today I want to talk about manners, teaching your kids manners. We do understand how important that is. And it's also a very hard thing to do. Consistency. Okay. You know what I mean. Word doesn't always come out so easy. That's the deal. And I found a video of this possibly 4-year-old boy cussing at his maybe grandmother and his sister, it looked like. I mean, the bitch came out, the fuck you came out, he slapped one of them, and they were all in a restaurant. Maybe a fast food restaurant, but still, they're in public, and he's doing this thing. Now, just let me clarify. If you're at home, you do what you want. You're at home. Your kids are comfortable. If you want your kids to be able to say, hey, bitch, what are you doing at home? It's your place. It's your home. It's your choice. But the one thing you teach them is when they're in public, there's just things you should and should not do. And one that you should not do is, first of all, don't slap your grandmother because, oh, Lord, I could only imagine if I'd slapped my grandmother. Oh, hold on. Rest in peace, Grandma. I'd have been knocked so hard down on that ground that I wouldn't have gotten up for a year. And then when my mama found out that I slapped my grandma, there's another year. And then when my daddy found out I slapped my grandma, there's another year. I'd lose 3 years of my life for one slap. So I'm just saying, holy cow. And then the setting down. We know that I ran a daycare for 27 years, and if you don't, you do now. And the one thing that I taught the kids to do was sit while they eat. Now, there was a few times that we might be hot and be having popsicles outside. Afternoons, we'd sometimes have snacks outside, and it wasn't as important to sit down because we were outside, and they knew it. We were on the playground. We even had breakfast outside sometimes, but it was always at the table, and they knew it was there, and you sit to eat if you want to eat. And they also know that it's not there forever, so if you're hungry, you better eat. It's because every day I did the same thing. When we sat down for breakfast or lunch or snack inside, they knew the milk was there. They could, if you pour your own food or get your own food or milk, you're going to eat every bit of it. But if I pour it for you, that's my fault. So I understand that whole theory. But I'd have high chairs that were the size of our table, kids' tables. And until at least one, they would stay in the high chair. And then normally around their first birthday or so, I would move them to the kids' table. And usually within 5 months, about 15, 16 months, they understand you can't get up while you're eating. Because that's just that was one thing that you just couldn't do. Can't get up while you're eating. And they knew it. Once you're 2, if you got up, you were done. But I never had a problem with that because they knew it. I didn't fool around. When you're done, you're done. Has to be done. You can clean your mess up. It's just teaching them manners. And I mean, we might burp and laugh, but still say excuse me. And I would let them know that, when you're out at a restaurant, don't burp and, real loud and, embarrass your parents or anything. It's all about, I know they're kids, but if you expect a kid to have manners and you teach them to have manners, it's a better outcome to have manners. In this video that I saw, I did put it on the Facebook page. Thank God You're Not My Child. I have a Facebook page for it. And I'm thinking, by the looks of this, somebody had talked to those women that way that he's seen. So I'm thinking maybe not a daddy, but a daddy person, an uncle or somebody, has been talking really bad to these women. Because how does a kid learn to do that? So, I just can't say much about a 4-year-old slapping a grandmother and tell him, the bitch, don't touch my stuff. Guys, what is the world coming to? This is why we're having all of the problems. I can't tell you how many times people tell me over my lifetime, oh, they're just 2. 2 is when you should be teaching them. You can't make them learn, but you can certainly expect them to learn. Whether it takes a year, 2 years, 8 years. I mean, it doesn't matter. If you're not expecting them to learn, what's up? Even my kids growing up, you were at the table when you ate. If you're done, you're not at the table. You're not going to get up eating. It was just one of those rules that we had, and it was expected. So I just don't get it. I don't get it. And how many young parents, and I don't need to shout out too many young parents, but that's been my what I've ran into is, I'll do it the way I want. Well, let's think about this. This little boy in this video that is cussing his grandmother out and slapping her, in 10 years is going to be a teenager, and then he's going to go into the job force with the behavior of slapping his grandmother and calling his grandmother bitch. And do you want to walk into a restaurant or a store or a lawyer's office with the guy that knows that he can slap you and say bitch to you because he can do anything he wants? I mean, that's really what we can end up with. So, at some point, you have to be accountable for raising your kids. And if you can't raise your kids, you might need to ask for some help. And help is fine. Remember, asking for parenting help is good. You can ask 10 people and figure out what you want to do. This is good. But manners should be pretty high on your teaching your kids list. I can already tell you, if you have little kids, you're a kindergarten teacher, they want them to be able to wipe their nose. They want them to be able to wipe their butt. They want them to be able to understand that words might hurt their friend. They want the manners. They want, yes, please, no, thank you. They want this because it makes their day of teaching your child letters and math and all of this fun stuff easier. So you teaching your 2-year-old, 3-year-old, 4-year-old manners at home and keep it going throughout when they're lived. I mean, you expect them to. You can have fun and also have manners at the same time. So now that I've been on another soapbox, I said it better that time. That wasn't too bad. But remember, ask for help if you don't know how to do it. And the one thing to remember the most, you are the parent. You're the parent. You're the fucking parent. So I'm going to go into a listener story. And this from Mandy. Mandy. Oh, I forgot where she was from. Hold on, Mandy. She's from Oklahoma. I should have remembered that because that's where I'm living now. Sorry. Anyway, she said that one of the things that they do is if the kids are not going to eat and they're not eating or not, that they'll take their food away from them. And they can save it for later or not, because if your kid's not going to eat, but you got to sit there quietly. And so they're at a restaurant, and she said that their son didn't want to eat, and so they didn't order them anything. And then about 5 minutes into it, they bring the food out, which I think it was more like 10 minutes. You know, restaurants are that fast. But anyway, they all start eating, and then they're about halfway done when the boy goes, "I think I'm hungry now, Mom." Well, she says, "Well, let's get you something to go home." She said the lady next to her liked to have a cow because you didn't let your son eat. You didn't let your son eat, and now he's going to have to take it home? Okay, first of all, Karen, I'm going to apologize if anybody's named Karen because I know a couple. But anyway, Karen, you don't live in our house, and you don't understand. So Mandy was like, she was all over this woman. And of course, she understands, the kids understands, her son's about 8, is 8, I think, 8. And he interrupted Karen and let her know, "I was not hungry when we ordered, but I am hungry now, and Mom will give me something to take it home so I can eat it." Hello, that little 8-year-old boy is smarter than Karen. Probably a 30-year-old Karen, that, "Oh my God, you didn't let your son eat." Okay, first of all, we've already went over. Kid's not going to die from one missed meal, little Karen. One missed meal. Whew. One missed meal. That's not fun to say. But the fact that this boy understood that he decided he was hungry and they were not going to make a big deal out of it, that they'd order something, "What do you want to go home?" Because they're almost done. Okay, I would probably order my son something anyway, but dude, that's how the world works. And, he's going to take something home and he can eat it at home. Nobody was hurt at that table whatsoever. The only person that should have been hurt was the stranger lady that got involved, because it's nobody's business but your own. I don't believe Mandy asked for any help, Karen. So anyway, I guess I'm going to have to send Karen a butt-off letter, a message to Mandy and say, "Oh my God, I forgot you lived in Oklahoma." Of course, it's not as big as a state as Texas, but Oklahoma still takes you 4 hours to get from the top to the bottom, so that's still pretty big, unlike the 20 hours in Texas, top to bottom. Yep. Okay, thanks, Mandy, in Oklahoma. You carry on. Your parenting skills are spot on, it sounds like. And Karen, if you're listening to this, don't. Okay, on the last segment, I wanted to talk about this video that I had seen, and probably most of you have, about this. They videoed and asked these parents of all ages, "Would you kill for your child?" And I was so shocked at how many of these moms had to, only if it was legal. Lady, that baby came out of your vajayjay. That baby came out of your vajayjay. There is nothing I would not do for my child. And you think, right, if you're going to hurt them, I'll go to jail for them. And you'll be dead. So the fact that, who wouldn't kill for their child? They came out of your vajayjay. I don't understand any mom that does this and doesn't think, if somebody hurts my child, will you kill for them? No. I'm a Christian. God doesn't want us to kill. He also doesn't want some idiot to be hurting my child. So if you're going to do something to my child, be ready to have it done to you. And if it equals death, hello, I look good in orange, because my child is worth more than any of your idiots' lives that hurt them. Yeah. I just, go find the video, go search for it. I did make a YouTube on it. Not a YouTube. I'll put it on YouTube. I have a YouTube page, and Thank God You're Not My Child Facebook page. Oh, and I have an Instagram too. Oh, I'll put it on them, but I could not believe how many people went, Am I the only one that thinks like that? Am I the only one that is shocked about these parents? These moms that are like, oh, I don't know, maybe if it was legal. Holy hell. What kind of mothers are we having in this world? Okay, I'm tweaking out on this one. Let me know. Would you kill for your child? Am I being silly to think that my kids are worth anything, so don't hurt them? Or is it just the way I believe? So that's the question. Would you kill for your child? That's the question. I'm so shocked. Anyway, thanks for listening. I may have to go down to the swimming pool now because this has been a stressful thought to see these people. I don't know. If it's legal, I'd hurt you. Just as long as it's legal, I don't want to hurt anybody. Fuck that they hurt your child. Anyway, thank you for listening. And until next time, thank God you're not my mama not wanting to kill for me. Okay, hold on. I got to get out of that. Okay, until next time, thank God you're not my child. This is just the last added special thing to say. I've never killed anybody, and I don't plan on it, but don't fuck with my kids. Or my man. Thank God you're not my child.